In this video, I'm going to talk about the COE release build for November 2023. Now, I've done a side by side comparison of the build from November and October. As you see in the screen, the items which are highlighted in green are the only one which has changed in the November release. Now, if you see Center of Excellence ALM Accelerator component, so that version number is increased from the October release, and core components is now 4.17. Earlier it was 4.16. So there has been some changes in the core components and the ALM Accelerator components. Rest all solution looks the same by the look of the size. Other significant changes I've seen like Power Platform Admin Analytics df.json. So that file has reduced in November release. So I don't think so there will be any major changes. But the Power Platform Governance COE dashboard for November 2023 is increased to almost 3 megs. Earlier it was 682 KB. So let's explore what all things have changed in this particular November release. Now, from a app perspective, we can see that there are around 21 apps currently in the Center of Excellence Starter Kit for November 2023 release. I'd say 23, 21 usable apps, and there are two apps which you can embed in Power BI report. Now, I'm excluding that from this list. So, core components, you can see there are like 10 apps. Governance has 3, Nurture has 3, Innovation Backlog has 2 apps, ALM Accelerator 2, and Power Platform Admin Planning has 1 app. Deprecation of app. Now, couple of apps are in a deprecated mode, so these are available currently in a deprecation mode as well. But I think eventually it may be taken out in the future releases. So make sure that you're using the corresponding model-driven app for Maker environment request and admin environment request apps. COE admin environment request app is still in the preview mode. Okay, so let's see what all things has changed in the Center of Excellence Starter Kit for November release. Now, if you see the milestone in the website, there are significant number of work has been done by the team. So there are like 58 requests which has been closed for the November 2023 release. Not limiting to just enhancement or the new feature request, but the many of the bugs have also been resolved by the Center of Excellence Starter Kit team. So that's a commendable job. Uh, there are something which I want to highlight to you. I won't go through the entire list, but then anything which I think that you may have some value driven out of it. So the first one is about track when a maker becomes orphaned. So as you see over here in the Power Platform Admin View app, there is a view called as orphaned makers. So let me go into here. Yeah, so if you are in a Power Platform Admin app and if you navigate to makers and if you see in the view, there is something called as an orphaned makers. So here you can actually see the display name of the orphaned makers and the date maker marked has been orphaned, and number of apps and number of flows that particular orphan makers has under his belt. Now, I do not have any record, but this is a place where you can view all this information. Now, the corresponding section you can navigate is if you navigate to a flow, and if you select the view, here also you can see the orphan flows. Okay, and similarly, if you go to Power Apps, and if you select the view selector, and here you can see the orphan canvas app. So all this information gets rolled up into that makers field, and then you get a summarized information of how many apps and how many flows an orphan maker has created within your environment. So that's a good statistics which you can see from those list. Next one, this one both with regards to first modern Dataverse connector usage, admin sync template v4 desktop flows. Now, as you know, the modern Dataverse connector has landed. So now most of the Center of Excellence Starter Kit will start utilizing this particular connector. And I believe there is a whole bunch of list which is mentioned over here for which the conversion will happen in the coming months. So this is the complete list, and I believe in like next 2 or 3 months you may see that all the converted, like the converters, will take place, and the conversion will take place, and most of the flow will be in utilizing the modern Dataverse connector. Now, there is one more bug which was there, which is in manage environment via capacity. So, a lot of work has been done with regards to that as well. So, I'm just going to show you where to find that. So, if you go into your Power Platform admin view and under environments, and if you navigate to one of the environment, here you will see capacity and add-ons. Now, here you can see the listed environment for that specific uh, uh, environment. You will see what is the consumption for file, database, and log capacity type. So here the first one is a file, second is a database, and third is a log. So here you will see the percent used of approved. So approved, there is an approved capacity and there is an actual consumption. And here if you see the approved capacity is 2000, actual consumption is 1615, and the percentage used is 80.76, and the capacity unit is MB. So it's a nice bit of stats which you can see how the approved capacity and the actual consumption is being utilized. Okay, right. So moving on to this item, so there is upgrade wizard unmanaged layer of custom. So now what happens is like whenever you start the setup and upgrade wizard process, the description says that it checks for just unmanaged layers of Canvas apps and cloud flows. But there was a question raised that does this work for custom pages as well? Now, in this, as per this request, it has been mentioned that yes, it will work for custom pages as well, and looks like it has been fixed in the current release. I haven't tested it, but I will test that in the next video. Now here, governance dashboard. So there is one change in the governance dashboard as you saw in the comparison from November and October release. So there was one tile which was being added. Now that tile which was added in the governance dashboard was this one. I see that there is an insecure implicit connection which this tile has been added in this particular dashboard, so you can have a look into that. Also, from a default environment perspective, I also can't see uh, the default apps within the apps within the default environment, but it seems this bug has been fixed, but I still can't refresh the solution. Maybe I'll just try to refresh the Power BI app and then see by running those apps. So also now there was one more request which was like for COE make a command center. Now if I go to environment request, now there was a bug which was raised that whenever you request for a new environment, like if you click on new here and if you select the connectors, so let me select some connectors over here. Now, sometimes the connector doesn't even load. If, as you see over here, this connector doesn't load. And sometimes when it loads, like if you select the connectors and if you add that connector to the request and if you click on next, nothing happens. Okay. So I believe this is also one of the bugs which is not yet fixed. So maybe I'll try to put that in the Center of Excellence starter kit GitHub and try to report this to the Center of Excellence team. So that's it, folks. There are not many changes in the November release, but most of the bugs and enhancements have been taken care of. And there are like not many UI related changes, but then most of the functionalities have been fixed. So I'll see you in my next month's video. Thanks for watching.